We are off to the Coral Sea. And we're sailing.
We are just about to cross over the shelf.
We are still pushing 3 knots of current. So
Now it's saying 8:30 tomorrow.
8 tomorrow night, which is definitely not good.
Like fulfilling a lifelong dream here.
G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sailing Popao. It is finally happening. We are off to the Coral Sea, the outer reef of the Great Barrier Reef. So excited. We are just pulling anchor now. We're saying goodbye to our little colony of squid that we established around the boat.
Massive.
It is crazy. Look at them all.
What's down there?
Little baby ones over here. They're all segregated as per size. We've got the larger ones down here and then the real small ones up there. Anyway, let's pull the anchor and get the hell out of this paradise for a better paradise.
And off to the Coral Sea. I never thought that we'd be going to the Coral Sea in my own boat one day.
Pretty crazy.
And it's about to happen. So, wish us luck. And it's what, 120 miles basically from here.
Yep.
And we're already, what, 40 miles off the coast? So,
yep.
Long way.
Not that far. It's like Brisbane or DI, just into the middle of nowhere.
But we've got our predict wind routing and the Iridium go. So we are fully set. And
Selkie's got Starlink, which it's going to be interesting to see if it works out there.
Yeah, but we've got, yeah, everything sorted. Let's go.
All right. See you, little friends. Bye. It is super hot too. It's just spring, so we've been waiting all season for this wind to back off. Finally has. We've been getting beautiful 10 to 15 knot easterlies. We were trying to get to Simon's, but the angle was making it pretty hard. So anyway, we are off to just as good a spot, Flinders Reef. All right, we're off. Anchor's up. We're moving and melting.
113 miles to go.
The next week of weather just looks amazing. We have like 10 to 15 knots every day. We've been really patient with the weather this year. We started late, we came up late on the back of those soft winds after the trade winds. And yeah, we're just super happy that it's paid off, because now we are in early. We've got 10 to 15 knots. We've really wanted to rush north. Like, all your instincts want to go north, don't they? But we've managed to stay south. We are going to weave our way out of this prickly lagoon full of bommies and get on our way. We've got our friend Selkie. I'm not sure if you've seen them, but we've caught up with them in Airlie. We did the first season with them. We're very happy to have them back by our sides with their bitey bird Archie. Any words of wisdom or nuggets of wisdom?
No, I'm feeling pretty good about it. There's always a bit of apprehension when you go that far offshore, but we've got a buddy boat. The power's, you know, as good as she's ever been. We've got the predict wind. We've got the Iridium set up.
Yeah.
Weather is amazing.
Weather's looking real nice.
The only problem is we might get there too slowly because there's no wind.
Yeah. We've given us 24 hours to get there at 10 AM and then we'll have the whole day to take our time. So if we go 3 knots, we'll be going 3 knots because we do not want to use our tender fuel to motor there. See ya!
See ya. Have fun!
You too! Bye! Good luck with the spear today.
It's like leaving at the airport and everyone just like comes to see you off.
Been a while since you've been at the airport.
Yeah. Oh, not really. I've gone back to Sydney a couple of times.
Oh,
actually.
yeah. He's getting a tooth soon, guys, so we are going back to Sydney from Cairns and he is finally picking up his tooth. Gives a smile. Oh. Hopefully your teeth haven't moved so much. I'm not. I'm definitely not going to miss the gap. We're officially on passage, just about to put the head sail out now. Bye! Selkie are taking the more modest route down south with a deeper entrance than the one that we came into this reef originally. We took a shortcut because they're probably going to flog us speed-wise and we need all the... We're the modern day explorers, Michael said. Yeah, we need all the help we can get, so we are cutting the corner, so to speak. and no doubt Selkie will overtake us. They said they're going to stay within 10 miles of us just in case anything happens to either of us. Thanks guys. Yeah, we really need to get that Screecher. It's at the top of the wish list this year. It's going to happen. Let's hope we can actually sail in this wind. Can you control the funnel? And we're sailing at 3.6 knots. Thank God for current.
Not bad. 6 knots apparent, flying along. Not too bad. 3.5 knots.
Yeah. Thank God for current, which is actually making us move.
Well, we have just come up to the shelf. We've been hit with 1.9 knots of current on the nose, but we're officially about to enter the open ocean. The furthest Popao has ever been. Well, maybe not offshore, but it will be. Riveting content. And that EAC current is just flogging down the coast, just like New South Wales all over again. 2.9 knots on the nose. So yeah, we should be doing, you know, at least 5 or 6 knots, but we're doing about 3. Selkie up ahead of us. Yeah, much the same, which means they're also copying that current. So we've copped it from about here. It's quite a thick band, I'd say, just over that whole continental shelf. EAC grab shell dude going straight down the coast. It'll be nice once we get out into here, I think. I hope anyway. I don't know if you can see it out there, but that's just the model of the current that we're fighting at the moment. It's kicking our ass. 2.8 knots. So right now we're kind of heading in a north-northwest direction like this. So we'll be copping straight like that. If we went northeast, we might be able to cut it a little bit quicker, but I'm scared we might end up too far to the east, southeast.
Well, the sun is setting. Our first day of sailing. Beautiful afternoon. We have about 15 knots from the east-southeast. The current is 110 and we're still pushing 3 knots of current.
Still stuck in the East Australian current. You're going to get a torch for that?
And yeah, we're doing 4 knots, 3.5 to 4 knots unfortunately, but be a slow night sail before we get in the morning. Technically we're doing 6.5 knots through the water, but speed over ground we're only doing 3 knots. So it's going to be a slow evening, but it's pretty comfortable and should get us in at around...
Well, before it was good, now it's saying 8:30 tomorrow.
8 tomorrow night, which is definitely not good. So hopefully this current's going to back off at some stage and we'll get there in the morning because yeah, it's a bit slow.
It's that East Australian current, that thick band that I showed you earlier. We did some triangulation just off the map because there was no marks there, and it was almost 50 miles across. So the whole passage is only like 100 miles, so 120 miles. So we got a big chunk of it against the current, unfortunately. It's like reminiscent of New South Wales all over again, but yeah, that's why these places are so good, because they're hard to get to.
Anyway, sun's going down. I'm going to sign off for now. Hopefully, probably won't check in until the morning. Hopefully it'll be a pretty uneventful night. We might try and trim those sails a bit, hey?
Maybe.
Good morning. So, been a bit of a bumpy night, but we are about 5 hours away from our anchorage at Flinders. We've done 2 hours on and off all night. We would have liked to have done a bit of a longer shift, maybe 3 hours next time, just to give us a better sleep. Yeah, just got the sunrise shift. Absolutely beautiful day. The sea is very lumpy. I can see we've been getting these big bridge deck slaps all night. Basically it's just really short, sharp. When I checked the weather forecast, it was 1.5 meters swell with 6-second period. So very, very short and sharp wave period. And on top of that, we've also got, we had 3 knots of current against that wind and wave action. And currently we've got 1.1 knots head current. So it's been a very slow sail. I thought it would be nice for the speed we were doing. I thought it would be pretty calm and flat, but it was rather bumpy. However, we're nearly there. I'm very, very excited. Yeah, don't know much else to say. I'm pretty tired. Michael's standing out there in his undies, admiring the morning. How'd you sleep?
Oh, which time?
Lovely, isn't it?
So sloppy. Unbelievable. Right, how far are we?
I don't know, I just put the whole head sail out. Try to speed us up. Probably put the main up too.
Where's Selkie?
Off the charts.
How does it look?
Hard to tell yet. We're just pulling into the shallow a bit now, so yeah, it's a little bit choppy where we are, but hopefully it gets nice and covered in rainbows and unicorns shortly.
Yeah, right. Is the tide pouring out of there, I'm assuming?
Tide's high, but there's not really much current to speak of. I think we're just so far off the shelf that, yeah, tides are, starting to have as big of effect here. We've got Starling going, the window's open a crack, so I took a little bit of water over my toolkit, which I'm going to have to WD-40 now.
Oh, fun. How's Starling? What's the status?
And it gave me a bit of a tease when I checked it out this morning.
Oh, really? It was like wigging out a bit?
Yeah, I didn't have a clue where it was, and yeah, it just sort of teased me for a good half hour, and then eventually it came good.
That's good.
Woo!
That's a relief. we were hoping that would work. I think more than you were hoping that would work. No meeting on the sandcay covered in bird shit.
No, but since you mentioned that, it sounds quite appealing. I might do it anyway. We've got to do some sailing shit, so I'll call you back in a minute.
Yeah, alright, we'll stay on 7-2.
Yeah, roger that.
Well, that's a bit of a relief because Selkie didn't have a very good sleep or sail last night either. We were sort of thinking far out, like we're pussies when it comes to this sailing caper, because it was, yeah, like they said, big crash bangers in the middle of the night, and their Starlink's working, which is a huge relief, because what was going to happen if their Starlink wasn't working?
Well, James has a meeting.
Yeah, James works full time online.
If the Starlink wasn't working, he would have to go home.
So they're 10 miles in front of us, just pulling into Anchorage now. We're like, is it working? And they said, yeah, it's working. So like, oh, finally. Otherwise, Pete would have had to have gone as well. Like, it would have been such a tease, rocking up in paradise and being like, oh well, gotta go.
Yeah, that would have been absolutely brutal.
Yeah. And we would have been by ourselves, so we're very glad that they're staying.
We should really have a fishing rod out. Literally that exhausted from last night. I really don't want to deal with any fish, and we need the freezer space for a big doggy. So see how we go.
Big doggy or big wahoo?
Oh, here for the doggies, really. But you know, you see a big wahoo.
Big log rolls in.
See what happens. But they're, you know, like, they get up to like 50 kilos,
And they're
60
all
kilos
fish.
out here.
Yeah. Maybe there's another boat in the anchorage you could share some fish with.
I highly doubt that.
Anyway, we'll see you soon.
Anyway, so if anyone's thinking of sailing out here, definitely be aware of that East Australian current. I didn't even really think about it until we checked in the morning as we left, and we saw it on the current model. And I thought, oh, it'll be a little band, we'll just shoot over it and then it'll be all smooth sailing after that. But that little band is actually like 100 kilometers wide, so 50 miles. 50 miles, yeah. So yeah, keep that in mind. Like,
not that you can do much about it. I mean, we really didn't have an option.
no, but if you're thinking of coming out in like a, you know, a 25 knot sou'easter or something,
Yeah,
be aware that
first.
you're going to have 3 knots of current against that, and it's going to be super sloppy.
It's like cruising this New South Wales coastline all over again, isn't it?
It was almost worse.
No, it wasn't worse.
You
It was
reckon?
no, because we picked the right weather. So I wouldn't want to be out here over 20 knots. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We maxed out, I think, last night at about 22 knots. But we had double reef in, and I think we ended up furling in probably half the head sail as well by the end of it. And we were doing 4 knots, speed over ground, 6 through the water.
Oh, less than
Fighting
that.
that
We're
water.
doing about 3 knots and had, yeah, we were flying through the water, doing 7, 8 knots sometimes.
Yeah, but that was when we fully reefed down, and it was just much more comfortable. And we actually pointed to go around the west of the reef instead of the east, which is where we were originally going, because we were just pointing a bit too much and it was very uncomfortable for a short time there. Anyway, I am so excited to be here, and yeah,
You're lost for
I
words.
can't wait to drop the anchor and go to bed. No, I'm pretty good.
Any chance of getting onto the sand, Kay, or is it going to be too rough?
You mean just to stretch your legs and harass some boobies?
Yeah, kiss the ground, all that stuff.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, nice. How's the visibility?
Very good.
Very nice. Okay, well, we are rounding corner. We will see you soon.
Made it!
Look at that drop off there. So it just came out of like unreadable depth to like, yeah, up to 60 now. Coming into the pass.
Few
Unbelievable.
sea monsters on the front of that.
Tide's running out.
Look at that water! This is getting in more and more intense. Oh, look at the colour of this water.
Unbelievable. Like fulfilling a lifelong dream here. Look at that.
Holy moly, I'm losing my mind. Look at his face. Ah, insane. Just finding an anchorage spot here. Getting a little bit greedy. We want to try and tuck in as much as possible. There's a bit of swell still wrapping around. And then gonna have a nap. I'll get hot.
Oh,
Swim time.
definite swim time.
Rude not to.
We've finally got our own boat to the Coral Sea. I cannot believe it. I've done 2 charter trips here many years ago, not to this reef, but to the other Coral Sea reefs, and I never thought that we'd have our own boat here. Speed up this boat.
Like, deep water.
Well, Jess has officially hit the wall, but I'll just give you a quick rundown of the sail. So it was quite an interesting sail because of the East Australian current. It runs down the coast from the Coral Sea, and to be honest, I totally forgot about it until we checked the morning when we left and we saw the band of current that was rushing down the coast. It actually ended up being like 50 nautical miles wide and up to 3 knots on the nose. So we were really struggling in the current, but it was actually good because we averaged 4.7 knots and got here in plenty of daylight. But the whole trip, you can see the current we fought. So the total distance measured was 119 nautical miles, but we did 156.8 through the water. So it's just on the treadmill for ages. Max speed 9.8, average speed 4.7. Took us 25 hours to get here, so I have to say it is worth it. Look at this spot. Unbelievable. Very good. Check in with you later on.
Next episode on Sailing Popao.
Boatwork in paradise. Truer words could not be spoken at the moment. Bess has lost the foot pump, so she's this is just bloody magic.
We use all our willpower to stay focused on our main goal.
I want to shoot that so bad!
A huge thanks to our current patrons for your ongoing support. And if you'd like to grab some merch, check out our link on screen or head to sailingpopao.com.au. Cheers.